Talk about functions. In C, there are several ways that we can define a function. Here I have a small example on uh, how to define a function. For example, let's say we have a variable, and then this variable equals whatever this function returns. So basically, what we're doing is we're taking the parameter 2. This is the parameter, and we're returning this parameter plus 2. So a would be 2 plus 2 equals 4, and then increasing, and then increasing a by 1. So if we go ahead and compile this, let's compile this, let's build, and we see that we get no errors, everything is fine. Now what happens if I put this function below the main? Let's compile this, and I get a warning saying that func1 declared implicitly. That means that this function is being implicitly declared by the compiler because it cannot find it. The way the compiler works is it starts from line number 1, it goes all the way down, finds the main function, compiles the main function, then finds this function, and since there's no function 1 declared before that, so it is declared implicitly, and then it goes on and finds the function, and this is why it's saying it is declared implicitly. If we put it on top, then it doesn't complain because it starts here, finds this function, compiles the function 1, then the main function, and here it says, okay, I know this function, it is up here, and so there's no complaint. This is the two ways that you can declare a function. Now let's go ahead and add source file. Let's add source file and a header file. So what we're going to do is let's cut this, let's put it inside this, and let's go ahead again. Same thing. It's gonna say that it's declared implicitly because when it compiles this, it doesn't see this function until it compiles this file. Now what happens, watch what happens when we add a keyword static. He can no longer find the function. This is unresolved symbol. This symbol right here, it is unresolved. This static is basically telling the compiler that this function is to be used only inside this source file. It cannot be used outside this source file. So when the compiler comes here, it looks for this function and says, I cannot find it here, and I cannot take it from here, from this file, because it is a static, right? So let's go ahead and remove that. Now we're good. Let's go ahead and clean the project. So whatever we build is clean. Yeah. We're getting the implicitly declared. How do we eliminate this? If we want to put our function in another file and we want to use it here, how do we get rid of this function? The right way to do this is copy the function and paste it here. This is called the prototype. The prototype of the function, which is basically the same function that you have, just add the semicolon at the end. And then what we have to do is we have to include the header file. Include the header file, and that's it. Now we have a function defined in another file, and yeah, we are free of warnings, we are free from errors. This is the most common and the correct way to define your functions in multiple files.